There I am. Yay. Okay. Today I want to just review what we learned in our first session of joyful singing this for this 8-week program, and that is joyful breathing. How do you breathe to bring that beautiful support to your voice? Okay, so the three main concepts were expansion, no, alignment first, alignment, then expansion, and then suspension, right? So let's review those. Alignment means you just get into a good posture. You know, a lot of us tend to have posture that needs a little work. So you might, if you stand, you might stand with your shoulders a little slumpy. So when you begin to sing, have a beautiful singer's posture, a performer's posture. Pull up, put the shoulders back, pull up from the sternum so that you are aligning your back. And as you do that, you will find that your belly and the diaphragm, all that viscera in your belly area and below the lungs, that all comes into alignment in a beautiful way. So once you align and you pull up from the top of your head and you have a beautiful diva posture, then the second thing you want to do is think of the ribs and expand the ribs, almost like a bellows. Now, you're not going to get this kind of movement. Maybe when we were really young, we could get that kind of movement, and I used to, but not now, because everything kind of gets, a little tight and stiff as we get older, but we've got to work it, right? So you really want your ribs to feel like you're breathing as your ribs expand, and think of that as 360. It goes all the way around to the back. So as you breathe, you can even put your hands on your back and think of, as you breathe, feel that expansion in the back of the ribs, in the back and in the back ribs. As you also feel it here at your ribs. You can put your fingers here and try to really expand out. Now, what you don't want is to really push this diaphragm area out really hard. You don't want that, because that's going to affect your airflow, and it's going to create tension. So you don't want that. So just think of expanding the ribs. You can look in the mirror when you don't have your blouse on and put your fingers there. See if you can see those ribs moving, and really try to work those ribs so that they get more flexible. But that's what you want to do. You want to expand through the ribs and through the back. And then you will slightly engage with the lower abdomen, especially when you go to your higher notes. That'll really give you a beautiful support. The third element to breathing is suspension, and this takes a little while to get the feeling of this, but really work on it. So you have aligned, you've expanded through the ribs and the back and felt engagement here in the lower belly. Then what you want to do as you sing is keep that suspension so that you have a canister of air that's sort of always at the ready. Now, granted, you're going to sing and you're going to speak and you will run out of air like I just have now, but then you just keep that expansion. You take a gentle breath and that air fills up this canister of air. If you are trying to maintain that suspension of the opening of the ribs and this whole area here. Another exercise we went over that you can do is singing, taking your breath, your 3-step breath, and then singing an ah. So you align, you expand, ah. And there I just took another breath. Very gentle, very easy, because your body knows what to do, right? Your body already knows it's out of air, it's depleted. So it just automatically inspires, right? You inhale. So it's all very natural. Just with singing, you are supporting a longer, more sustained phrase that needs a little more energy from the breath mechanism. So just keep that in mind. Also do your a lowering of your arm exercise with an ah. So you breathe in, inhale, expand, and as you are singing your ah, monitor where this arm is, and it should not go down to touch your leg, let's say, if you're standing, until you are completely, done with your breath. And then you inhale again. This will really make you very aware of how you're using your breath and how much breath you need to take depending on the phrase that you're singing. So let's just try that. If you're standing, let's see if I can stand. Okay. Well, you're not really going to get it, but anyway, okay, so we breathe, arm up, and done. Okay? So that is breathing with the arm on an ah, and that will really help reinforce how much air you should take in naturally without over breathing, overfilling, and when you need to take a breath. So when you feel that you need to take a breath, then you'll be prepared to do that, not be caught off guard. So that is the basically joyful breathing in a very short little brief review. Alignment, expansion, and suspension, which is really try to keep that canister of air open. Just keep it open. Don't let yourself collapse. Keep it open even when you're out of breath. Like even now, I'm running out of my breath, but I'm keeping that alignment. I'm keeping the expansion, right? And then I take a breath. So those 3 elements, really work on those this week, and I will see you next week. Ciao.